Hello, this is Paul from FMA Performance, and today we're going to look at how to get the most out of your deload weeks by using intro weeks. The first thing we're going to need to look at is why we need to do deload weeks and what exactly a deload week is. Deload weeks are important because they give us a chance to start to drop our fatigue while maintaining our levels of fitness. It also gives us a good psychological break from the monotonous, heavy training. So during the training process, you actually end up building fatigue, and at the end of any training session, you actually have a reduction in performance. And you'll notice this if you probably can't do the same weights at the end of your session that you can do at the beginning of your session. And when you recover back bigger, faster, stronger, and you get all the progress that you're looking for. So this recovery time is really crucial. And in order to allow proper recovery from hard training cycles, deload weeks are used. They're usually a week long, and they usually consist of dropping the volume of about 50% and dropping the intensity anywhere between 5 and 15%. So you're really looking at a big drop in volume and a very small drop in intensity. This will allow your body to recover, and you'll be able to maintain fitness like we talked about earlier while dissipating fatigue. So these deload weeks are crucial, and now we know that we need to take them. Let's look at exactly how they're usually used. Usually a deload week is taken at the end of a training cycle. You do your 3 to 6 weeks of hard training, and then you take your deload week, and then you go into your next training cycle. There's a couple problems with this traditional method of deload weeks. The first thing I find is that people aren't likely to adhere to this model. And adherence is the most important part of training. If you're not showing up, it doesn't matter how good your training program is because you're not really doing it. So if we're looking to maximize adherence, I find that regular deload weeks seem to fall short. You're using the same exercises you used all block. By that time, you're tired of them. You're ready for some new stuff. And to come in and just do like a light workout with half the volume with the same exercises, most people either come in and don't do anything at all, or they come in and do too much. The other problem is when you go into your next training cycle, you have this big jump in volume. You go back up to your regular training volume, but you also have all these new exercises, so all this novel stress in the form of new exercises. And it's really easy to kind of track volume and adjust volume, but to track the training stress from new stimulus and new exercises is much harder. So it's really hard to kind of track the jump in stress from your deload week to your first week in your next training cycle. So what I'm proposing is the idea of intro weeks. An intro week would be taking your deload week, and instead of having it in the last week of your cycle, you'll bring it up to the first week of your cycle. That way, you have all new exercises on that first week. The volumes drop, the intensities dropped a little bit, so you still get that deload effect. You still get that reduction in fatigue. You still get your maintaining fitness because you're still working out. But you also solve a few problems from the regular deload week. First, that problem of adherence seems to go away. Since all the exercises are new, people are a little more excited to come in, even though it's a little lighter and a little less volume, and they're not getting in that hard workout that they really want to get in. So people are more likely to come in and adhere, so that's the biggest thing. The next thing is it better allows you to control the stress of the program. You're introing these new exercises, but by the time you get through your intro week, you get the repeated bout effect, and you've already seen these exercises once, so they're a little less stressful in week 2. So that way, when you bump the volume up, you don't get the extra stress of all the new exercises, and you can control that a little bit better. And then the last thing that an intro week can do that a deload week doesn't do is it gives you a week to practice the technique of these new exercises. So you're coming in with a new program, And all the exercises, some of the exercises you've never even seen before, a lot of the exercises are new to you, or at least you haven't done them in a couple months. This intro week gives you a chance to practice your technique at a little lower intensity, really nail things down and be comfortable with them when week 2 comes around and the intensity jumps back up. So that's my argument for to switch to intro weeks over deload weeks. Give it a go and let me know what you think.